Hi everyone, so this is group 3 and we are here to present our presentation about the differences of law and bill that we discuss about gender in society.
The Republic Act 10361, Domestic Workers Act or Batas Kasambahay. The law was enacted on January 18, 2013. Republic Act number 10361 aims to protect the rights and promote the welfare of domestic workers in the Philippines. It established labor standard for domestic and provides them with rights and benefits similar to the other workers under the labor code. Key provisions, first, standard employment contract. All domestic workers must have a written employment contract stimulating the terms and the condition of employment. Second, minimum wage. The law set a minimum wage rate for domestic workers which varies by region by ensure a fair and livable wage. 3. Daily and weekly rest period. Domestic workers are entitled to at least have 8 hours of rest per day and 24 consecutive hours of rest every week. 4. Leave benefits. Domestic workers are entitled to 5 days of service incentive leave annually with pay after 1 year of service. Fifth, social protection, mandatory coverage under Social Security Program, including the Social Security System or SSS, PhilHealth, and the Pag-ibig Fund, ensuring access to healthcare and retirement benefits and housing assistance. 6. Prohibition of child labor and employment of children under 15 years old as domestic worker is strictly prohibited. Those aged 15 to 18 years old are allowed but must have a special protection from abuse and exploitation. 7. Rights and education and trainings. Employers are encouraged to support the education and training of domestic workers, helping them to improve their skill and knowledge. Implementation and enforcement. The Department of Labor of Employment and Deployment, or the DOLE, responsible for the implementation and enforcement of the law, including the inspections of household to ensure compliance.
Promote entrepreneurship by strengthening development and assistance programs to micro, small, and medium-scale enterprises. Amending for the Corporate Republic Act number 6977 as amended, otherwise known as the Magna Carta for small enterprises and for other purposes. To this end, the state shall recognize the specific needs of the MSME and it shall recognize the specific needs of the MSME and undertake to promote entrepreneurships and support entrepreneurs. By intensifying and expanding programs for training and entrepreneurship and for skills development for labor, facilitating their access to sources of funds and assuring them to access a fair share of government's contracts and related incentives and preferences.
The Republic Act number 7699 is the institution limited portability scheme in the Social Security insurance system by totalizing the workers' credit service of contributions in each of the system. In short, the probability law that approved in March 30, 1992. It is hereby declared the policy of the state to promote the welfare of our workers by recognizing their efforts in productive endeavors and to further improve their condition by providing benefits for their long years of contribution to the national economy. All genders should be provided with job security, such as Social Security insurance system, in exchange for their efforts in the workplace. For example, one of the employees has been the company for many years has been promoted to a high position as a result of his or her efforts and commitment to the company, and he or she also receives Social Security insurance while working.
An act increasing the minimum wage of house helper, amending for the purpose Article 143 Presidential Decree number 442 as amended. Section 1 subparagraphs and Article 143 of Presidential Decree number 442 as amended, otherwise known as the Labor Code of the Philippines, are hereby amended to read as follows. Article 143 Minimum Wage. A house helper shall be paid the following minimum wage rates: 800 pesos a month for house helpers in Manila, Quezon, Pasay, and Caloocan cities and municipalities of Makati, San Juan, Mandaluyong, Muntinlupa, Navotas, Malabon, Parañaque, Las Piñas, Pasig, Marikina, Valenzuela, Taguig, and Pateros in Metro Manila in highly urbanized cities. 650 pesos a month for those in other charactered cities and first-class municipalities, and 550 pesos a month for those in other municipalities. Provided that the employer shall review the employment contracts of their house helpers every 3 years with the end in view of improving the terms and conditions. Provided further that those house helpers who are receiving at least 1,000 pesos shall be converted to the Social Security System or SSS and be entitled to all benefits provided thereunder. Section 2. Any violation of any provision of this Act shall be punished with an imprisonment of not more than 3 months or a fine of not more than 2,000 pesos or both at the discretion of the court. Any law, executive order, letter of instruction of any part, therefore, which is inconsistent with any of the provision of this Act is hereby repealed or amended accordingly. Section 4. This Act shall be effective 15 days after its publication in the Official Gazette or in at least 2 national newspapers of general circulation, whichever comes earlier.
Public Act Number 7323, popularly known as the Special Program for Job of Students, SPS, is a Philippine law passed in 1992 to give temporary job possibilities to financially disadvantaged students aged to 15 to 25. The program enables companies and organizations with at least 10 employees to recruit students aged 15 to 25 during school holidays. Secondary education students can only be hired during the summer and or Christmas holidays, but college, vocational, or technical students can work at any time of the year. The job period lasts 20 to 52 working days, with a shorter duration of 10 to 15 days over the Christmas holiday. Students who work in sectors related to their study can obtain comparable academic credits as determined by the relevant government bodies. SPS benefits students by providing financial aid, job experience, and the development of work ethic and skills.
Republic Act Number 7305, Magna Carta of Public Health Workers. This act defines health workers as individuals involved in health-related work, including medical, allied health professionals, administrative, and support personnel. They have the right to form, join, and assist organizations, or unions for peaceful purposes, protecting their interests and redressing grievances. The state shall insist health consciousness among our people to effectively carry out the health programs and projects of the government essential for the growth and the health of nations. Towards this end, this act aims to promote and improve the social and economic well-being of the workers, their living and working conditions in terms of employment, to develop their skills and capabilities in order that they will be more responsive and better equipped to deliver health projects and programs, and to encourage those with proper qualifications and excellent abilities to join and remain in government services.
An act increasing maternity benefits in favor of women workers in the private sector, amending for the purpose section 14A of Republic Act 1161 as amended and for other purposes. Section 14A, Maternity Leave Benefit. A covered female employee was paid at least 3 monthly maternity contribution in 12 months, period preceding the semester of childbirth, abortion, or miscarriage, and who is currently employed shall be paid a daily maternity benefit equivalent to 100% of her present basic salary. Nothing in the Act shall be construed as to dismiss existing maternity benefits, 100%, laws and collective bargaining agreements, all laws, executive orders, proclamations, presidential decrees, rules and regulations, and other issuances, or parts thereof inconsistent with the provisions of this Act are hereby repealed or modified accordingly.
The purpose of the Barangay Level Total Development and Protection of Children Act, also known as the Republic Act Number 6972, is to establish daycare centers in every barangay in the Philippines. The law aims to provide comprehensive care and protection for Filipino children up to 6 years old. It is hereby declared to be the policy of the state to defend the right of every children to assistance, including proper care and nutrition, and to provide them with special protection against all forms of neglect, abuse, cruelty, exploitation, and other conditions prejudicial to their development. Filipino children up to 6 years of age deserve the best care and attention at the family and community levels. Towards this end, this hereby established a daycare center in every barangay with a total development and protection of children program as provided in this established Act in every barangay daycare center.
This code shall be known as the Revised Corporation Code of the Philippines. Sec 2. Corporation defined. A corporation is artificial being created by operation of law, having the right of succession and the powers, attributes, and properties expressly authorized by law of incidental to its existence. Republic Act 11232, or the Act providing for the Revised Corporation Code of the Philippines, was signed into law by President Rodrigo R. Duterte on 21 February 2019. It amends a 30 years old corporation code in an effort to improve the ease of doing business in the Philippines. A corporation is artificial being created by operation of law, having the rights of succession and the powers, attributes, and properties expressly authorized by law of incidental to its existence.
Republic Act Number 8042, also known as the Migrant Workers and Overseas Filipino Act of 1995, is a Philippine law that protects the rights and welfare of migrant workers and overseas Filipinos. It regulates the deployment of Filipino workers abroad, ensuring their safety and welfare. The Department of Labor and Employment, or also known DOLE, Philippine Overseas Employment Administration, and Overseas Workers Welfare Administration, implement this policy. The Act imposes penalties for illegal recruitment, establishes legal assistance and repatriation funds, and includes provision for reintegration programs, education, training, and the standard employment contract. Amendments and updates have strengthened protection mechanism for migrant workers, expanding benefits for OFWs, and enhancing government supported service.
Republic Act 7882, Provision of Assistance to Women Engaging in Micro and Cottage Business Enterprises, and for other purposes, an act providing assistance to women engaging in micro and cottage business enterprises, and for other purposes. Section Number 1, Objective of the Act. It is hereby declared to be the objective of this Act to provide all possible assistance to Filipino women in the pursuit of owning, operating, and managing small business enterprises. The purpose of RA 782 is to provide assistance to Filipino women engaging in the micro and cottage businesses enterprises. The law aims to promote equality and economic empowerment for women by offering loans and technical training.
Anti-Sexual Harassment 1995. The Anti-Sexual Harassment Act of 1995, Republic Act Number 7877, defines sexual harassment as any unwelcome sexual violence, request for sexual favors, or other verbal or physical behavior of a sexual nature made by a person having authority, influence, or moral ascendancy over another. It shall be the duty of the employer or the head of the work-related, educational, or training environment or institution to prevent or deter the commission of acts of sexual harassment, and to provide the procedures for the resolution, settlement, or prosecution of acts of sexual harassment. One of the examples of under RA 7877, work, education, or training related sexual harassment is committed by an employer, employee, manager, supervisor, agent of the employer, teacher, instructor, professor, coach, trainer, or any person who having authority, influence, or moral ascendancy over another in a work or training or education. Government Service Insurance System Act of 1997. The Government Service Insurance System, or Filipino, pasiguruhan ng mga naglilingkod sa pamahalaan, abbreviated as GSIS, is a government-owned and controlled corporation, or GOCC, is a government-owned and controlled corporation of the Philippines, created by Commonwealth Act of 186 and Republic Act Number 8291. Or GSIS Act of 1997. GSIS is a social insurance institution that provides a defined benefit scheme under the law. It insures its members against the occurrence of certain contingencies in exchange for their monthly premium contributions. One of the examples of that is created by Commonwealth Act Number 186 and Republic Act Number 8291 or Act of 1997. GSI is a social institution that provides a benefit scheme under the law. GSIS members are entitled to an array of social security benefits such as life insurance benefits, separation of retirement benefits, and disability benefits. GSIS is also the administrator of General Insurance Fund by virtue of RA 656, Property Insurance Law. It provides insurance coverage to government assets and properties that have government insurable interest.
Magna Carta for Micro, Small, and Medium Enterprise, Republic Act No. 8292 is a Philippine law that promotes the growth and development of Magna Carta by providing government assistance, incentives, and support, as well as establishing the Magna Carta Council and the SB Corporation to coordinate and implement programs for Magna Carta development. This law, approved in March 13, 1992, the government will provide incentives to all genders because this states is for everyone. Example include government aid, which allow all MPC students to receive 5,000 in study incentives. They state that all students, regardless of gender, can participate in these activities.
Proclamation number 976, issued in 1997, was a significant step by the Philippine government to address the growing issue of migrant trafficking. The primary goals of the proclamation were to raise public awareness about the dangers and prevalence of migrant trafficking, mobilize government agencies, NGOs, and the public to take active roles in preventing trafficking, strengthen international cooperation to combat trafficking networks, and enhance protection and assistance mechanisms for victims of trafficking. Key provision and action include public awareness, campaigns, government and NGOs collaboration, stronger policies and legal frameworks, and international cooperations. The implement of Proclamation number 976 involved the launch of nationwide information campaign by the Department of Foreign Affairs, which included educational materials, community outreach programs, and media campaigns. The Philippines government, in collaboration with NGOs, set up temporary shelters and provided psychological, legal, and medical assistance to trafficking victims. Proclamation number 976 played a crucial role in bringing the issue of migrant trafficking to the forefront of national consciousness and paving the way of subsequent legislative measures such as Anti-Trafficking in Persons Act of 2003. By declaring 1997 as Anti-Migrant Trafficking Year, the Philippine government set an example for other nations and contribute to the global fight against human trafficking.
Public Act No. 8187, Paternity Leave Act of 1996, an act granting paternity leave of 7 days with full pay to all married male employees in the private and public sectors for the first 4 deliveries of the legitimate spouse with whom he is cohabiting and for other purposes. For purposes of this act, paternity leave refers to the benefits granted to a married male employee allowing him to not to report for work for 7 days, but continues to earn the compensation, therefore, on the condition that his spouse has delivered a child or suffered a miscarriage for purposes of enabling him to effectively lend support to his wife in her period of recovery and or in the nursing of the newly born child.